The WNBA is growing and it is currently sitting at 15 teams. We're on season 30. Now, today I want to take a deep dive into all 15 teams and let you know my honest thoughts and opinions on what I think so far. So first we're going to get into the Eastern teams because I'm a New York girl. Starting with the Dream. Now, I love watching this team. The Dream is so fun to watch. Not to mention, I love Alicia Gray. I love Ryan Howard and their chemistry together. I love seeing Pow Pow. Her evolution with the Dream has been like magical to watch. Like she has that kind of energy that you really can't emulate. But yes, she has been so clutch for the Dream. Okap, the rookie, I feel like she's having a really nice start to the season. I think ATL has brought her in really nicely. She has a good amount of minutes. She makes a good amount of shots. I can't wait to see her evolution as well with the Dream. They haven't really said anything about Bree Jones. She's out right now for her knee injury. She is missed. However, Angel has been holding it down. The double-double queen that is leading the way in rebounds. Her only competition right now really is Kiki Ariafin. Kiki Ariafin is actually pretty high in rebounds too. She's up there with Angel. I can't wait to see that rematch between the Mystics and Atlanta. And that's going to be in June during the Commissioner's Cup. They played each other already. That was like preseason. Yeah, I can't wait to see them go head to head and dominate the paint, dominate the boards. And yeah, I just want to see that matchup. Anyways, back to the Dream. Angel has been a solid pickup. However, I am very curious to see how the dynamic is going to shift when Bree Jones comes back. How the minutes are going to be divided, how the chemistry is going to be, how they are on the court together. Like, I can't wait to see like that dynamic when she gets back. Yeah, I know Atlanta has this under control. I just don't see this team accepting anything less than the playoffs, honestly. This is a really good team, really tough team to beat. All right, so next up we got Chicago Sky. Now, I know Chicago got a lot of flack because of the organization and Angel and all of that stuff. We are now turning the page. With that being said, I feel like Sky Diggins literally has to lead this team into a new era. Rakia was racking up like over 20 points a night. She was playing so good. I feel like this was really about to be that season for Rakia. And of course, she got an injury and she is out for an ACL tear, which is a huge blow to Chicago. And I really feel for Chicago fans right now. Yeah, I do appreciate that Chicago Sky as a team did honor her in their last game. They all wore her jerseys. I thought that was very sweet and sincere of them to be thinking about Rakia in these times. But yeah, that has to really suck to really get geared up for a season and get an ACL tear right in the beginning. Yeah, if Chicago can lock in and kind of find the right pieces to kind of step in at this time, honestly, I think they can go pretty far. Cardoso had a few good games. She had 24 points against Dallas. I think if she keeps that energy and don't kind of lose it mid-season, I think she'll be okay. This is a team that is way better than last year, mainly because they built the team better. Not necessarily that it wasn't a talented team last year. They just were missing a lot of pieces. They didn't have the right support, which I feel like they built that out a little better this season. To be honest, they're producing wins. With everything that's going on with Chicago, they've been producing wins. I feel like if they stay locked in and they just push forward, like I said, fill in with the right pieces, Chicago can go pretty far this season. All right, so next we're going to move on to the Connecticut Sun. What can I even say about the Sun? Personally, I don't feel like they're going to win too many games this season. I'm just being real. They just got their first win over Seattle, which, to be honest, I thought Seattle was going to take that. Shout out to Connecticut Sun. What I really love about the Sun games is watching Anissa Morrow. She is so fun to watch. She's always going to give you rebounds and buckets. She's just entertaining. I also love Brittany Griner. She's on this side quest to prove that she's not old, because like, what is that about? Since we're here, let's shout out Tina Charles because she just announced her retirement. She had an amazing career. If you haven't seen that W commercial yet, they put that out so fast. Basically, in the commercial, a lot of the girls are talking about Tina Charles and how she's a legend. That was the main word that you heard over and over in the commercial. Yes, shout out to Tina Charles. Yeah. That's that on that. All right, now Aaliyah Edwards is back and she's finding her rhythm. I think her being back is definitely going to help because she's an amazing player. I'm glad that she's healthy. I'm glad that she's back. I'm not going to lie. For a second, I was kind of wondering, is the Connecticut Sun tanking? Are they tanking on purpose for like a Juju or a Sarah Strong? Because I don't know, it kind of feels like that, especially with them on the heels of this Houston expansion or relocation, whatever you want to call it. They're kind of tanking a little bit because whatever at this point with the Connecticut Sun, like they're Houston now. All right, so next let's get into the Fever. The Fever is a great team. However, they cannot beat Dallas. They cannot do it. They haven't done it yet this season. They will see Dallas again August 14th, and I will be seated for that because yes. I feel like a lot of people feel like it's because of these two. Let me grab them. Because of these two, Caitlyn and Paige. Honestly, I personally feel like it also has a lot to do with the fact that every time the Fever see Odyssey, Odyssey got smoke for them. Why didn't they sign her? I don't understand that. I didn't understand that. Whatever. She seems to be good over there with Dallas. Yeah, they will have their rematch August 14th, and I will be seated for that. Outside of the Dallas beef, the dynasty is strong with the Fever. Like, I feel like Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark work really, really good together. Not to mention the whole Fever team really has really good teamwork, like with Lexi and with Sophie. Raven has been really good. I love seeing when she comes in the game. She's so confident with the ball and she just knows what she's doing. Overall, I feel like the core of this team is strong and they definitely are team players. Now, the Fever did just get that warning because they sat Caitlyn out right before the game, talking about a sprained back. Yeah, they got that warning, like, y'all keep faking those injuries and trying to sit your superstar down. We're going to fine you for that. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why the Fever just took Caitlyn out the game 2 hours before and for a sprained back. I want to believe that it was true. But part of me feels like they just tried to sit her out and rest her. Yeah, the W called them on their ish because no, you're not going to do that. If she can play and she's healthy, she should be playing. I find it so ironic that that happened. Also, simultaneously, I can't say that word. Also, simultaneously, Aaliyah Boston snapped her 275 game streak recently. She was heated. I don't know if you watch Post Moves with her and Candace Parker. She was actually heated. She was like, I wish I could have actually stepped in the game for just a minute, just so I could be in the game. Yeah, from college to the W, she has not missed a game. 275 games. That is so impressive. Of course, she had to put herself first. She had a lower leg injury that she had to attend to. She is back. She's probably going to try to start some new streak, knowing Aaliyah. Oh, Aaliyah is in her prime. She is getting her bag. She really is one of the most decorated post players in our league right now. Like, she literally does it all. And Caitlin Clark, too. I know a lot of people were kind of nitpicking at her turnovers because they were pretty high. However, I'm not sweating them, to be honest, because she puts up points. Her assists are great. Great passes. She reaches for a rebound and she'll sprinkle in some blocks and steals in there. So I'm not mad at Caitlin either. It's a great team. The only thing that kind of blows me though about the Fever, and this has nothing to do with the Fever or the players, the cameramen at the games, like literally when she was out for that back sprain, why was the freaking cameraman recording her chew her fingernails? Why do I need to see that? And why are y'all invading her privacy like that? She literally had to push the camera away because they literally got down below and was looking up at her at the most awkward freaking angle. What are y'all doing? There's other people that you guys can focus on. There's so much talent on this team. They don't give Kelsey Mitchell enough freaking camera time. Then you have Michaela Timpson on the team. You have Mo Billings on the team. It's so many people that they can focus on. They're up Caitlin's butt. It's to the point where I feel bad for her at this point because I'm like, this girl gets no privacy. And not to mention the fans. It's a lot over there at the Fever. We're going to keep it to the team. They have a high basketball IQ. I think they're going to get far. They're definitely a playoff contending team. Next up, let's get into the Liberty. Now, this is my team. As you can see, I have Liberty all behind me. I have my favorite player, Breanna Stewart, right here. Liberty is leading the W in points. I'm happy about that. Not happy that Portland got their first win off of us. What was that? Not to mention, if you're a Portland fan, you are so lucky because when Sarah Ashley Barker grabbed that board and Jonquel just watched her, when Jonquel did not reach for that, I was pissed. It is what it is. Jonquel she's had better games since. Yes, congratulations to Portland. That sucked as a Liberty fan. Now, since we're speaking on Jonquel, I will say she does play better when Sabrina is on the floor, in my opinion. Sabrina is out right now. They said for 2 weeks, but she wasn't at the Valkyries game last night, so I'm thinking a little bit more than that. It just sucks because she rolled her ankle at a freaking preseason game, and now we're dealing with all of this. Now, Sabrina was not at the game, unfortunately. Satou Sabally was there. I was so excited to finally see her out on the floor with them. I knew it was going to be quite an adjustment. She played 16 minutes. She got 5 points. It is what it is. We know who Satou Sabally is. We know that she just needs to get heated up. She needs to adjust. She'll be fine. Now, what I will say is Liberty got smacked in that game. We literally got smacked in that game. The Valkyries destroyed us. What I will say is we have the best mascot in the league because Ellie literally was out there in the freaking crowd shaking her head mid-game because she knew Liberty fans was like not having a good night. So she was kind of lightening the mood, and she did. It was one point there was even a foul. They were like doing the official review. And Ellie got out there and she started dancing. I'm like, girl, why? What are you doing? Then I found myself laughing in the middle of a really difficult blowout. That was a hard loss right there. But yeah, anyways, Pauline Astier has been a pretty good stand-in guard. I do like her. Stewie has been playing pretty well, very consistent and really holding this team up while we go through all the growing pains of having a new roster, having Sab out, and all these little things. I think she's really been holding the team up well, and that is a Stewie trait. That is a Stewie quality. That's what she does. Let me stop glazing my girl. But anyway, she's been very consistent. Now, what really warms my heart is seeing Maureen Johannes have a great start to the season. She was just that girl. I loved her last season. I love her this season. I love to see her have more minutes. I think she's doing a lot better under this new system with this new coach. She just has the freedom to do more this season. I absolutely love that for her. She feels more like an integral part of the team now rather than just like a spark off the bench. I love that. Now, I do have to bring up the Valkyries game last night where Liberty got blown out. She played 26 minutes and she had 0 points, which was pretty odd. Not gonna lie, I feel like her girlfriend Gabby playing threw her off, which is crazy because Gabby was giving us some buckets. Johannes, get it together. I know that's your boo. We're gonna have to play through it. But I'm just speculating. I don't know if that was the case. To have 0 points, we're just gonna have to look past that. Yeah, this team is looking good so far. Can't wait to see Sab back. Till then, we gotta do what we gotta do. Now, next is the tempo. You know, this is the expansion team, so it's too early to really tell a lot of things. What I can say is Mabry has been the leading scorer, which, you know, most of us predicted. Also, Brittany Sykes, she's been doing really well. She hit a career high over there of 38 points. I think they're just going to do really well over there. They're hungry. They want it. They have Kia Nurse in their pocket who can also drop 20. I think this team is really, really determined and motivated and hungry. Now, will it get them to the playoffs? We'll have to see. I don't know. Toronto is going to support them all the way. They have a whole country supporting them. I feel like that's really dope. We're going to have to wait and see how far this team gets. But yeah, I'm excited. All right, next let's get into the Mystics. Now, the thing about the Mystics is they've had some really close wins and some really close losses. They won 104 to 102 to the Fever and lost 98-93 to the Liberty. They have a lot of potential, and that's kind of what I'm looking at with this team. They have a really strong core. I feel like Austin, Kiki, and Sonia have had time to kind of play together, get to know each other. I feel like they work well together. They have a chemistry. Kiki and Sonia seem to have a really good off-court chemistry. Yeah, off the strength of them, I'm not going to count out the Mystics. They just have a lot of potential. They have a lot of rookies. Betts, Cody, Harmon, Dugliak, Prosper. They have a lot of rookies. Rookies are slowly but surely adjusting. It's going to take them a second, but I'm really, really, really curious to see how this team is going to perform halfway through the season, the end of the season, if they're going to make the playoffs. Because right now it's really too early for me to decide if I can really see them there. They have a lot more time to evolve. So I'm going to be looking forward to that as the season goes on. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with the rookie group. Speaking of rookies, I enjoy watching Georgia Amore. She basically is a rookie. I mean, her rookie season was last year, but she tore her ACL in practice and then she missed the whole season. Now she's back. She has this spark. I don't know. It's just something about her story. I'm so connected to it. Yeah, I definitely am rooting for her personal success and her personal journey. But yeah, overall, this team, I got my eye on this team. All right, so that wraps up our East Coast talent. If you are liking this video so far, please subscribe to my channel. If you like this chat, like the video. Okay, so let's get into our West Coast talent. Now, disclaimer, I am on the East Coast, so I'm not gonna lie, these West Coast games come on at like 10 o'clock at night. I got work in the morning. I'm trying to stay up. I'm usually asleep by halftime. I try. I do rewatch the games though. I do watch the 10-minute condensed recaps. I be trying. Anyways, let's get into Dallas now. Dallas, I feel like, is a really good team. They've added the right pieces in the offseason. I really like Jessica Shepard. She has really strong nights. I love Odyssey Sims. We obviously know that she is vicious on the court. Love her. And I feel like Isaiah James is actually very helpful off the bench. She also has really good nights where she's just hot. Love Isaiah James. Now, Alicia Clark, I feel like, has been a great vet to AZ Fudd. AZ actually brought her on to her show, Fudd Around and Find Out. She named the episode Under Her Dallas Wing, which I thought was a really cute play on words. Dallas, the bird, the wing. It was cute and it was a moment. And I love that AZ has that in Alicia. And I also love the way Dallas has been really supporting her. The organization has stand behind her, her privacy. The fans have been amazing. Whenever she makes a shot, they go crazy. I just love the way they are rolling this out for her. And if that's what she needs and that makes her comfortable, so be it. Not to mention, she's adjusting very well. Her defense is really good. I think once she's fully out of her shell, she's going to be a problem. I mean, it's AZ. She's a problem. Anyways, Dallas overall has great team chemistry. I love them. They're just like a feel-good team. Oh, and I love that they gave Odyssey that Mother's Day basket because that was really sweet. That was really thoughtful of them. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. I love the team chemistry. And I didn't even bring up Arike. How did I miss Arike? Arike has been playing really, really good. I really like her chemistry with Paige. I feel like they play very well together. Dallas has done really good at finding the balance of playing both of their like superstars. Yeah, they play off each other real nice. She's been playing up 20 points a night too. Yeah, this team, the talent runs really deep. Maddie Segrist, like I can go on and on. Like Dallas is so talented. And if they just lock in, they're as a team is going to be a problem. I'm excited to see how far they get. And yeah, it's always fun watching a Dallas game. All right, so we're going to get into the Golden State Valkyries. Now, the Valkyries, they're a solid team. They're a strong team, strong start. Tiffany Hayes did break her pinky in that opener. Aside from that, a strong start to the season. The Valkyries has really, really good defense. One thing about them is they are locked in. They are a unit. And offense is good. Defense is good. Honestly, I expect a lot from the Valkyries because they just bleed a certain kind of excellence. Almost like the same kind of excellence that the Aces bleed. And that's not a surprise because their coach, Natalie, literally was the assistant coach over at the Aces for like 3 years. So yeah, I see where that comes from. They were the first expansion team to hit 18 wins in a season. I think the average was like 9. They had 18. So curious to see if Toronto or Portland is going to beat that. I mean, I'm sure that's on their radar. Not to mention, the Valkyries was the first expansion team to reach the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they want that ring. Now, I really like the Gabby pickup in the offseason. I feel like that has been so solid for them. Gabby has actually been the game leader in majority of their games. Yeah, that was an excellent pickup for the Valkyries. Janelle, Kayla, Veronica Burton, they're all doing well. Yeah, everyone is performing. You know, on the Valkyries, if you're not performing, you're out of there. This is just a solid team. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran back the playoffs, but got a lot further than the first round. Let's get into the Las Vegas Aces, because not gonna lie, this is like the super team of the league for many reasons. They have talent and they have the drama. And I have so many questions. Like, why was Dejanay at the game? Like, who was she there for? What's going on with Jackie and Nye? Because they're both starting. They're on the same team. You know what happened in the offseason? That's awkward. How's that going? What's going on with Dana? What's going on with the leg? How did y'all manage? I know how. Theoretically, how did y'all manage to get a bench player that outscores the starters? Your starters are some of the best players in the world. Like, it just be so much going on with the Aces, between the talent, the drama, the everything, the greatness, the excellence. It's just like you could talk for days. So many complexities when it comes to this team. We're going to ignore that season opener where the Mercury literally gave them belt to ass. A belt to ass on ring night is embarrassing, but a belt to ass in the finals on a 4-0 sweep, more embarrassing. But the thing about it is, when the Aces got this butt whooping, they've won every game since. We've seen this before. We've seen this before last year, and we might see this again. We all know that Aces is coming for that back-to-back championship. You know, the Aces just need a little spanking real quick to wake up. I don't know why. I don't know why they like to start like that, but that's just what they do. Now, since that game, A'ja Wilson scored 45 points on the Connecticut Sun, which was crazy. And not to mention, Anissa Morrow hit the too small on her and then turned around and hit 10 too small points. You cannot taunt A'ja. She's competitive. She has a career high of 53 points that she scored against Atlanta Dream back in 2023. I really feel like this year she's going to try to beat that. I don't know what team is going to give her that, but I feel like she's going to try, especially with her man hitting the 80-something points. She's coming to beat her record. Now, only 3 people have actually scored 50 and up in a W game. A'ja is actually the third to do it. First was Raquana. I don't want to get her name right. I'm going to read it. The first was Raquana Williams. She scored 51 points for Tulsa Shock back in 2013. This was the Oklahoma team. And what's crazy is Oklahoma, they ended up rebranding because they had low attendance and like a lot of operating costs. They ended up rebranding to the Dallas Wings. What's crazy is the second person to hit that 50-point mark was Liz Cambage. Now, Liz ties A'ja for 53 points. She scored this with Dallas, which is crazy, in 2018. Yeah, anyways, a little history. Back to the Aces. Chelsea is also showing her greatness. She had that game-winning steal and shot against ATL that won in the game. The Aces is just, they're acing. They're acing real early. The competition is stiff this year. It's just only going to get harder and harder and better and more entertaining to watch. I'm for it. Now, I like what Nylissa adds to this team. She has double-digit scoring. She has good defense. You know, she does what she has to do. But yeah, let's talk about Kennedy Carter, because she is so talented to be outscoring the starters. And it's to the point where I almost want her to start. Don't ask me who to put her in for and who to swap out. Don't ask me, because I'm not the coach. It's too hard. The Aces are too talented. I want to see her win. I really hope that her personal life is okay, because she did have a really rough post interview where she kind of disclosed after that she's just been going through a lot. Yeah, I hope that she is okay on the personal front. Side note, I want to see Kennedy Carter get a shoe deal. I don't know what that's about. I want to see her get a shoe deal because she's so quick on her feet. She's such a good player. The Aces is definitely a playoff contending team. We're going to see the Aces in the playoffs. All right, let's get into the Sparks. I feel like the Sparks seems to be moving in more of like a veteran presence. They have Kelsey Plum, Ariel Atkins, Derek Hamby, Naneka. And I think right now it works. Honestly, it works. This is a bunch of talented players. There's a lot of talent on this team. I would like to see them gel vibe just a little bit better. I mean, there's Ray Burrell. I think she's having a pretty good season. Same thing for Erica Wheeler and Cameron Brink. This team can really rise to the occasion if they want to. Now, I think Brink is a huge asset as long as she can stay out of foul trouble. And I do think she's making a very conscious effort to avoid foul calls. But this season is going to be a lot harder when it comes to the officiating. They are really trying to crack down on the injuries this season. And honestly, I can't be mad at it. I really can't be mad at it because there was way too many injuries last season. I know basketball is a physical sport. Like, I'm not saying that it's not. Obviously, you want to do what you can to minimize the injuries. My last thought is I would like to see Tania Lotson get a little bit more time. In the last 5 games, she's had 9 minutes, which isn't really a lot. Like, they throw her in for like 2 minutes. Like, what is she supposed to do with that? But, you know, it is what it is. This is her start to the W. Overall, I feel like if this team can lock in, they can rise to the occasion and do really well this season. Not a bad squad at all. So next, we're going to get into the Lynx. Now, not going to lie, this team just works. In the offseason, it did look a little shaky when people were leaving. You always got to have your trust in Cheryl Reese. Cheryl Reese always has a plan and she knows what she's doing. She's put a lot of trust in her rookie, Miles. Olivia has been great. She's been a great passer. She's really comfortable in her role right now. I think she's overall a very well-rounded player. She can shoot the ball. She can pass the ball. She can defend. She can steal. Honestly, she's rising to the occasion. Cheryl Reese is testing her. Look, you are our point guard. Take the ball and do what you need to do with it. Now, I do want to talk about Natasha Howard because those two have a lot of chemistry already. I can't wait to see that evolve as the season goes on. I just love to see her on the court. The same thing goes for Courtney Williams. She's been really putting up shots. She's in her natural position right now as a shooting guard, and I love that for her. Kayla McBride has been a critical component to the Lynx's rotation. She's also been playing really good. She's also been really stepping up and being that veteran presence for an Olivia Miles. Now, the thing about Kayla McBride is she did rupture her eardrum on a flight back from Turkey. She did undergo minor surgery in her ear in off season. I haven't heard any updates. Like, can she hear? Is her hearing back to what it was? Like, how is she doing? I don't know. I haven't heard any updates. If you have, let me know in the comments. Because the team can honestly let Queen Fee rest. They can carry this team to the playoffs the way they are right now. When Queen Fee comes back, there will be more of a problem. All right, so the next team we're going to get into is Phoenix Mercury. It feels like Kalia Copper and Alyssa Thomas are leading the way with a little help from Bonner. Not a little. She's actually pretty good help. Those two for sure are the strongest part of their core. My other opinion on this team is that it's international as fuck. It's international, but the thing about it is the W is starting to become more and more international. There is a lot of French players in the league right now. They're pretty good. I would say my favorite player so far is Jovan Nojic. I feel like she has been playing really good. She had one night where she did like over 20 points. I'm like, okay, girl, go off. Go off. Yes, I like Jovan. I will say that I feel like the Phoenix Mercury is going to be a weaker team than they were last year. When you had to go against the Phoenix, you had to be ready last year. But this year, they're just not really giving that. They're just giving like, we're trying to work through our adjustments. We're trying to find our strengths and our weaknesses. But yeah, whatever it is, they have tons of time to figure that out. Who knows? Maybe they will come back on top. There's a lot of time to really tell. Like I said, we got Kalia and Alyssa Thomas really putting up shots. We have Duana Bonner, who has one of the highest amount of points in the league right now. Kind of too early to tell if this team is going to be in the playoffs, honestly. All right, so let's get into the Portland Fire, another expansion team. Now, I'm not going to lie, this team, when I first saw the 2 expansion teams, I automatically felt like Portland was going to be the weaker of the 2. I'll be honest, the way they showed up against my Libs in that first game, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to like reconsider that because there's some shooters on Portland. There's all the hype around Bridget Carlton. She's pretty solid. I feel like you guys are onto something. You guys have tricks up your sleeves. Obviously, because you're an expansion team, it's too early to really tell how far you guys are going to go. I got my eyes on you guys because y'all not slick. One thing I will say is I honestly hate that freaking court design. I honestly hate the court design. Something about you guys' court, I don't love it. But I do love the fans. I love how they show out for you guys. Honestly, they're showing out for you guys in droves, like way more than the Valkyries. And the Valkyries fans, they don't play. The Valkyries were valued at $850 million, the highest valuation of all the WNBA sport teams in the league. And Portland is projected to pass that. Your fans, amazing. They are really showing out for you guys. And I just love it because that just goes to show that people are watching the W. And as these teams expand, you guys are bringing in so many more fans. So I do love that. I am kind of surprised that they waived Haley Jones, Maya Caldwell, Shug Sutton, and Kamaya Smalls. But damn, I wouldn't be surprised if this team got rid of all of its color by mid-season. Portland is not the most diverse. You know, it is what it is. They're building their team out. I'm excited to see how you guys do as the season goes on, because I feel like I'm not the only one who counted you guys out a little bit. I feel like a lot of people did. But you guys are having a lot better start than I think we all projected. And that's what I love about the W. Prove me wrong. Bring the competition through the door. I'm excited to see where you guys end up in the thick of it all, and good luck. Now, we are going to finish off with the Seattle Storm. Now, the thing about the Storm is I feel like a proud internet auntie. I'm one of those fans who have watched Flau'jae since the rap game. I watched every week when it used to come on Lifetime on cable. That was my girl. All right? She was always down by the water in Savannah, Georgia. If you know, you know. To see the growth from the rap game, college and W, amazing. I'm going to always feel like her internet auntie. Comment down in the chat if you feel the same way. Like, craziness. Anyway, so proud of her. She did the too small on Brittany Griner. And I know that was a goal of hers, to hit the too small on somebody. She has Stephanie Dolson over there, the Tisha Heidman. And I think them two have a lot of chemistry together. But yeah, Teaspoon's over there, and she's really stepped up. Now, the thing about Seattle is it was really hard coming up with an opinion for you guys, because I feel like this team is not at its full potential. I'm ready to see Easy Magmabor back. I'm ready to see Dominique Malonga back. I'm ready to see Awa Pham back. Now, Awa Pham just won her championship. She should be back pretty soon. And I'm hoping that when she comes back, Dominique Malonga is back. But yeah, this is a huge absence. Like, literally. Easy is 6'6". Dominique Awa Pham is 6'4". Like, the wingspan of them on the court, that's gone. Yeah, because of that, I really need them to be healthy to kind of figure out how I feel about them entirely and truly. But hopefully we can do a part 2 to this super long video. But wow, I literally got through all 15 teams. If you enjoy talking about the W, you enjoy talking about it with me, hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed our time together. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.